Hello everyone, Super Bird Diecast. We are back here for another video. This time it's the entirety of my vintage Redline collection. Some of these I got really recently. A lot of them I got really recently. And some of these I've had for a while. And I will give you a little bit of backstory on the ones that I've definitely had for a while. A lot of these may look familiar because you guys may have seen them in a video a while back. Check out that video if you haven't. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. You may also notice I have the buttons in behind. I don't have all of the buttons to match up with every car. As you notice, I have two Volkswagen buttons, so they don't match up. But over there is the Volkswagen. We're going to start out with the Silhouette in purple. This is a really cool one of my favorite of the Sweet 16 with a beautiful little bubble top. It's absolutely clean. It's just, of course it's got the little flea bites all over it, but the suspension on these is incredible. Hold on, let me just grab a modern Hot Wheel just for comparison. That versus that. Suspension is so much better on these vintage Redlines. I wish they still did the axles that way, but of course they have to make sure that the cars are still valued at under $1 so they can make profit. Next one up is the Custom Cougar, and this one has the blue windshield and the beautiful Spectraflame paint. Now, I'm not necessarily the best with Redlines, but I do know a little bit about them. And this is one of the original Sweet 16s. So are these two guys here, the Ford J-Car and the Cheetah. The Cheetah has a lot of flea bites over it. Actually, no, this one's actually known as the Python. But there are a select few, very few, that got out into circulation with the Cheetah base. And if you find one of those with the Cheetah base, it's worth tons and tons of money. It's a very valuable piece. Now the Ford J-Car, I've noticed a rarity with this one. This seems to be a rarity to find one with the back piece still connected. It seems like the pins in the back bust every time. I have two more here, like here and here. And it appears that the pins busted on both of them. Or the canopy came off because the pins are still on this one. But next, we have the Lola GT70. It's a beautiful piece. It's not the Spectraflame paint. Most of these pieces are from the timeline of between 1968 to around 1975. As you can see, a couple of Super Chromes. Up next is the Snake Dragster. Beautiful yellow color for this one. The Mongoose isn't here, but I do have the Snake. And it's a pretty good condition, missing the spoiler, but cool piece nonetheless. And now this one, I've been confused about. I don't know what this one's from. And I just don't know where to go with this one. It's a bodiless Redline. So, it's a Redline, it's just, it has no body. It must have been made that way. Jokes. But the next one is the original Cockney cab. And a problem with the Redlines from 1970 to like 73 was that some of them had a weaker metal concentration. And the metal was known to crumble over time. And if you were to leave your car in a case and go back to it later, it would just be a pile of dust, left with the remnants like the wheels and the windshield. That's just because of how weak the metal was. Now we have a custom Barracuda, and this one had a lot of love to it for sure, and it just got a lot of play. And this is probably one of my weaker examples, followed by the Ford J-Car. Now this one has an interesting little story to it. I actually found this guy at a flea market on Canada Day for $1. Now I know this thing isn't in great condition, but to find a Redline for $1, and this was like 6 years ago, I thought that was a steal. Because you can't go wrong with a Redline no matter what condition it's in. Now next 3, I got at the local pawn shop. I saw them in a bin. I was gonna buy them, however, Buddy wasn't initially gonna sell them, and then he ended up giving them to me anyways because he figured, hey, somebody will take care of these. And I've been taking care of these for the last 6 years. All 3 are beautiful in their own ways, have a lot of character to them. I love the colors on them, I mean, by beautiful. Especially this aqua color of the split image. Now, the thing wrong with this one is it's missing the back red line. And it's just left with the little posts. As you can see, that connects to the wheel. The next one is the swinging wing. It is missing a wing in the back, and I believe if it connected, the wing would move in the air. So that's a really cool one. And the next one is the, I don't remember the name of this one, Mantis, that's right. With this one, the glass broke. I have a much finer example in olive right here, and the glass moves, but this one broke. And here we have the Diora and the Bug. I got these 2 around the same time. I got them as a Christmas present a long time ago. The Bug is one of the only ones that I actually have a button to match up with. The other one's the Lola and the Fleet Side. And now the Diora, I have a couple examples of. I have a blue one and a gold one. The gold, and this guy would eventually come out as a treasure in 2001. None of these have the surfboards in the back, but it's a pretty cool one of my favorite original red lines from the Sweet 16. I'm getting into a long video here, so I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker, so apologies. I'm going to make sure that you guys can do your own things as well. So we have a couple of sand crabs from around the early 70s. We have a couple of Mustang stalkers with beautiful chrome on them. One's in a little less better condition than the other. And then we have the Mantis with the moving canopy. We have the little truck. These guys were used a lot for like ambulances and fire engines. A lot of these were reused, especially these cabs. We have the red J car. We have this guy, I don't remember the name of for the time being. It's the What 4. They have a painted over fleet side, excuse me. We have the Indy Eagle in a beautiful red. This is one of my favorite red lines here. And here's that cab again. It's being used. And that's probably like a dump truck or an ambulance, as mentioned with this one. The cabs are pretty much identical if you look at them side by side. Just a slightly more wider cab on the green one. But a lot of these cabs were reused. We have a mail truck. I believe this was some sort of promotional vehicle for the time, but I'm not 100% certain on that. We have a couple of beach bombs. They're not the rear loader ones. They have the slots for the surfboards. The rear loader ones, it doesn't matter the color if you have the hot pink one, which is like $100 grand, or if you have one of the other rear loaders, those ones would be a pretty big paycheck. Now, we have the Turbo Fire in Spectra Flame Olive with the back piece as well. A lot of those don't have the back pieces because the pins would break over time. We have, I forget what this one's called. I don't remember some of these. We have the Harry Holland. This one's nearly mint condition and it's in actually the hot pink color that is typically desired for some of the rarest of red lines. And next we have this one, I might argue to be in mint condition. We have the short order. This thing actually moves. I'm not gonna risk it because I don't want to break it. We have the, oh boy, the classic 36 Ford Coupe. And this one's really nice. I like the Spectra Flame orange that they chose for this one. Also have the 32 Ford Vicky. Some of these I know, some of these I don't. We have the classic cord missing the canopy. Other than that, I'd argue it's mint. We have another split image, this time in Spectra Flame Blue and not in Aqua. And last, we have the hood. Mean looking casting. This thing pops out, but I'm not going to test it. So, I did say a while ago I was going to take a little bit more looks into my Redline collection. And today is the day. Here we are. You guys are probably seeing this in December. I'm still in November by the time I'm recording this. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase of my vintage Redlines. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Happy hunting and stay safe. Peace.